the graduates themselves to present their businesses to you. We have our, so we're going to move these out of the way.
Thanks.
That was awesome. That was genuinely awesome. If you need to read, don't all leave. This is the most important part. You get to see the companies. Grab a drink, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to give each graduate a few minutes to present their business. And then everyone in the audience, please don't be shy. If you have a question for them, ask it. And learn more. So our first grad, and we'll give people a moment, grab a drink, come on back. We'll give them a moment.
5 minutes of break.
No, we'll give them a moment. Grab some food, grab some alcohol. And then you'll grab some electronics. You want a handheld mic? Yeah, it works. All right, come on in, everybody. So first up tonight, we're going to go through 4 grads, and then we're going to do a small graduation ceremony, and then have some more drinks and head to a bar. So I don't know if I should just say, get going. Yeah, you're going to talk about your business. I don't really need to introduce you, but I will say this. Very proud of you. Came all the way from a country in this hemisphere, Brazil, to join the program here in San Francisco. So what's weird about the San Francisco and Silicon Valley programs is that people come from all around the world to attend them. So you have people from Mexico, from literally all around Europe, Asia will fly in to attend these 2 programs. You came from all the way from Brazil. So without further ado, let's do a big round of applause for Bluezup.
Thank you. So I guess the first way to get out of the comfort zone is fly from Brazil. All right, guys. I am Diogo, and for the past 10 years, I put together great teams that have founded 4 successful companies. I'm here tonight to present our new business, Bluezup. In research with over 600 people, we discovered that almost 95% of them did not buy electronic product because they feared losing the money invested, or told us that they already bought something and regretted later. The main driver of this sad reality is the lack of a return policy in countries like Brazil and many others. In other words, consumers are always penalized if they make the wrong choice. The consumer is overwhelmed with new electronic products every day and is constantly seeking more information. To solve this problem, we created Bluezup. It's an online marketplace that allows users to rent electronic products for the casual use or to try that out before deciding to purchase. In the US, there are rent-to-own and try-before-buy services, but they are mostly interested in selling new items. At Bluezup, our users can buy either a new unit or the trial one at a discounted price. In the Brazilian market, just like many other countries, there is no business like that. So we have targeted the city of Curitiba, where I came from, in the Bay Area, to launch our MVP. In less than a month, we had more than 200 paid trials, and in both markets, we had more than 20% converted from trial to sold product. For this new challenge, we have put together a great team with over 10 years of experience in e-commerce, retail, and innovation, spread all over the world, from Poland to different cities in Brazil, here San Francisco, San Diego, and one of our advisors and board member is an executive from a leading technology manufacturer here in the Silicon Valley. And you know why he likes Bluezup? Because he believes we can provide a better service and out-of-the-box experience than any other online and brick-and-mortar player, due to our unique approach of putting end users in control and buying with confidence when the trial is over. So to grow our market share, we have our brand ambassadors. They are responsible for delivering and guiding our users on how to extract the most about their products. And they are providing support during all the trials. They're also bringing new users to the platform and receiving a commission in each rental and sold product. Here's an example how it works. We rented an Apple Watch to a customer for $35. And after a week trial supported by our ambassador, he bought it for $300. We acquired this watch as an open box for $200. So there are 3 ways to monetize. And because we need to build scale and grow fast to give us bargain power with suppliers, we will initially focus on rentals, even with operating profit 0. But just to guys understand one thing, we are converting 20% of our rentals to sales at a 26% operating profit out of the bat. Our business strategy is focused on scale and disruption. The model can pivot to a sharing and sales platform as a future goal. We believe that buying electronic products today, it's too hard, there are too many options, too little information, and we plan to disrupt this and then further with sales, sorry. We are looking to raise $2 million for our first 18 months of operations. The funds will be used to solidify and improve our platform IP and to patent it. A vast amount will be going to build our initial pool of suppliers and get inventory. Secure and hiring key team members and go to the market to just 2 years later achieve $20 million in revenues. Honestly, we want to create the largest ever rental and sales machine at a no field cost, providing users the highest out-of-the-box experience and satisfaction in the industry. So welcome to this new era of retail and e-commerce transformation driven through conscious consumption. We are building another successful company and a better world, because that's what I am passionate about and all my team is passionate about. Thank you very much. Welcome to Bluezup and join us.
I remember when that wasn't as good. Alright, so I'm just going to say, from a Founder Institute perspective, I would totally give that a 5. But for those of you who don't know what the Founder Institute is, that's a big deal. Alright, so questions? In the back?
Can you actually make money on only a 20% conversion rate?
Actually, we are just in the beginning. So those products that we are doing 20% of conversion. Sorry, could you ask again, just to make sure that what I'm answering is the right thing? Could you ask again, please?
Pardon me?
Can you actually?
Oh, I want to know if you can actually run a business on only a 20% conversion rate from rental, which you're just about breaking even, to actual sales.
Okay, thank you for repeating again. So, just so you guys know that in Brazil, we had 22% of conversion, and here in the US, it's 38%. So in both markets, it's working good. In Brazil, we just started, we pivot for Brazil. So we started on the US, then we went to Brazil. So here, that we are working like for 3 months, actually, almost enough. It's 38%. Just today, we sold 2 products, one in the US and one in Brazil, just today.
So the answer is yes.
Yes. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
How do you insure the product so that if the customer wrecks it along the way?
On the trial, there is a fee that we paid for the insurance company. We are dealing with a company in Brazil, and we are looking for a company here in the US. So that's the plan to have this insurance.
So the rental includes
What
insurance.
percentage of the rental per week is for insurance?
It's the average of the rentals. It's $35. It's $28, and the insurance it's about $3.5. It's like 10% of the price, but the customer pay for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the privacy of, because it's a sharing of electronics, most of the people are not even educated about how they use their own electronic equipment, especially in countries like Brazil, India, China.
Yeah, as I said, we have our brand ambassadors. They are responsible for provide support during all the trial. So you have any questions about how to use the product, he's going to help you. And when you return the product, he's asking you to make sure that all your things it's resetted and your account is off of the gadget, so then you are sure that you are fine. So as an example, the Apple Watch, you can check if your account is still, if your Apple Watch is with your Apple account, iCloud account, you just go to iCloud.com and you make sure that Apple Watch is not anymore in your account.
So I'm sharing with the brand ambassador.
No, you are doing by yourself. He asking you if you did it because there is a way to log out from the watch, but he helps you to make sure if you did it and then you are fine with this. So we send a message before you return the product to make sure that you did that. We cannot use your account, then we can, if you do that, you are fine, and we can rent it for another person.
All right, Diogo. Guess what? He's gonna be with us all night, hopefully, at the bar, etc. So don't be shy. I want to get through a bunch of these and then give them out some crap and then celebrate. So without further ado, one of my other personal, actually they're all kind of my favorites. So I have no, it's like your children. Who do you love more? Well, I technically love Mark a little more. But, I'm not allowed to say that out loud. So with that said, Barbara's really come a long way. She came into the program with, what could be argued to be, we talked earlier about the 2 tracks of basic versus advanced. I was like, Barbara, I think you're kind of advanced. She's like, no, I'm basic. She fought me to stay in basic, and I'll let you be the judge of how advanced she is. So without further ado, ETrack! Woo!
Thank you. And can I say, our first group, and you guys didn't talk about the value of the groups. The groups are amazing, and our first group, the gray group, is all here tonight supporting us. Some of us are graduating, the other 2 are here in the audience, and hopefully will be here for your graduation. I'm Barbara, and I'm CEO of ETrack, where we use the Internet of Things to provide predictive maintenance for equipment, including heavy equipment like that big old bulldozer. I'm a former facilities executive, and I'd like to help people like me save 20% or more on equipment by really using the Internet of Things to disrupt the nightmare of equipment breakdowns. We do this by solving 2 big problems that exist in repair and maintenance. The first is breakdowns are really expensive. They can cost 10 times more than a proactive repair and maintenance, which means there is a ton of wasted money. A lot of case studies will tell you 25% or more money is wasted because instead of fixing things before they break, people are waiting for them to break. The other problem is actually really interesting and actually potentially more challenging, which is in this world of equipment, people have different years, different brands, and different technology levels on equipment. And in fact, there are no predictive maintenance solutions for a mixed fleet of legacy, that means old, equipment. So what we do is we provide an end-to-end solution from hooking up the equipment with IoT technology all the way to actionable business intelligence. And the way that we do that is we hook up sensors to this nifty little weatherproof box, which has no guts in it right now, and it rides along with the equipment, whether it's a forklift, a bulldozer, or an HVAC system. And this enables us to do real-time alerts before the equipment breaks down. We also provide business intelligence so that it's actionable for the owners. And we do this without a platform. So individual equipment can have predictive maintenance without an IoT platform. We do this either in an API or in an app. And these are demo screens from our app, and they show how we take and notify the person what piece of equipment's broken down, give them all the detailed asset information, which is very needed, and gives detailed sensor information. And techs have told us, because the maintenance techs have access to this, it saves them time, which of course means it'll save our customers money. The equipment repair and maintenance business is $160 billion in the US alone, and it is growing at a steady pace. IoT is coming along very quickly, and you're starting to see things there. We picked as our go-to-market forklifts. Now, you might say, why in the world forklifts? Actually, an HVAC customer asked us to look into them, and it is a very large market that is underserved. In fact, there are no IoT solutions for a mixed fleet of forklifts. And it's a good place for us to start because forklifts are really complicated, and so by solving that problem, we also solve bulldozers, cranes, backhoes, and it still works for freezers, coolers, and HVAC. This might sound small, but if we got 3% of just the US market that's established, that's almost a $500 million company. There are a lot of forklifts. And forklifts are only a quarter of the market of heavy equipment. So we have analyzed over 40,000 forklift work orders, and we know that we can predict or prevent a third of the issues, and so conservatively, we say we can save 20%. Interesting thing, the soft costs or the soft benefits are coming across even more strongly, like helping reduce OSHA problems. And one customer that we're talking to, we can save them $10 million a year, but they are more interested in the soft benefits. Our revenue model is very straightforward. We charge a monthly subscription for every forklift, and then we install or we arrange for hardware to be installed. And we do that through third-party installers, so we have very great ability to rapidly scale. I mentioned IoT-enabled maintenance is growing. All of these companies do something with IoT maintenance. What's interesting is none of them can handle this mixed fleet of old and new equipment, especially heavy trucks. And so our beta brings something to the market that customers have said they really want, which is one solution for multiple types of equipment. They don't want to pay 5 vendors for different platforms. We have a pipeline, actually it's over 17,000 forklifts plus some other equipment. And we've been doing pilots to test our MVP. We are going to be releasing our commercial beta in October and have really focused on partnerships. We have a distribution partnership now arranged with Facility Source to reach their Fortune 500 clients. And then we have a hardware partnership with Data Online, and they work with large defense contractors. Our go-to-market really focuses on reference customers and the distribution partnerships, although we're doing these other things as well. I am privileged to lead a team that has deep experience in IoT hardware, software, app development, and even maintenance. And this team is taking us forward very quickly into some very interesting technology. I also have advisors in IoT security and strategy. We have been bootstrapping, and we're just raising our seed funding, and so we have some milestones for our post-beta in October. Our goal is to exceed $250,000 in revenue and get 2 million or more data events for our machine learning. Also, it takes us through next summer when capital commitments are made by these big companies. And we now have IP and trademarks that we also want to protect. So I invite you to join us at ETrack, where we make the workplace work a whole lot better by doing the right fix right now.
I remember when she first told me forklifts. It's like, forklifts? You're like, forklifts. Forklifts. She's like, forklifts. Okay. And won me over. There were a lot of them. Questions? Yeah.
How many forklifts does it take to be actively monitoring to, I guess, fund the size of business that you think you need?
We are optimal if you have more than 2 at a site, but our target customer is somebody with 100 forklifts. As you all know, with gateway technology, with IoT, they can handle a couple of 100 items. so it becomes more cost effective, but 6 or less is actually turning out to be a little sweet spot for us.
And I sort of follow up, I guess for you as a business, do you have to be servicing 10,000, 20,000, or like how much does it have to be to pay your company or as a profit?
We will be profitable at the beginning of our year 2, which is around less than 10,000 forklifts. And the reason that we wouldn't be profitable sooner than that is we're paying now for the pilot equipment because we have IP, and so we're licensing the equipment instead of selling it. Once we start selling the equipment, it's self-funding.
Thanks.
Mark?
Yeah, could you do this for residential real estate? Like a building like this, I don't know how many fridges here, 550, have you thought about that?
We actually started with that, believe it or not,
Okay.
and I still have people calling me. We decided to focus on forklifts, and I still have people calling me, schools, because I work with schools, to say, could you please hook your system up to our HVAC because you have to stay in a tight range. So recently, this is news, through our hardware supplier, we have a basic HVAC solution that we can now offer to the market because we've been working on that. So yes, and strip centers are a big opportunity, strip malls.
Yeah.
Just be clear. It's a real estate term. Not going to the beach, whoever said that. So yeah, there are people who really don't want to pay any attention to their HVAC, and we have an opportunity to watch it for them. There is a large public storage company who have 30,000 HVAC units, and they told me they don't know what any one of them is. So by going and installing, we also do a full asset inventory for them. So it's
My HVAC just blew off.
yes.
How long do the sensors last that you place in the forklift?
So the sensors, these are military grade sensors that we install. And so we don't know the end of life. We're assuming that they will last 5 years. And so we put a 5-year performance together. There's no reason to believe they can't last longer than that because they're all hardened for the environment. So we have heavy duty stuff.
Do the tractors last longer or fewer than 5 years?
Oh, so this is what's interesting. So I got some pushback, thanks to Bastien, on, oh, well, you will be outmoded and outdated in a few years when all the equipment has IoT on them. There's a business called Iron Planet. Iron Planet took all of the equipment auctions and put them online. And so I did a little research on Iron Planet, and they're selling 30-year-old equipment for more than $80,000. There is a huge marketplace for equipment. The largest customer that I'm talking to, their trucks are between 5 and 15 years old. So it'll be a mixed fleet. That's why we have a unique solution to be able to do both the old ones and the new ones.
So how do your sensors actually work with some of that legacy equipment?
So we install over a dozen sensors in all the key systems of the equipment. And we're doing, some of our IP is related to our non-invasive sensoring. So we have some unique ways of doing it. So we can monitor, practically every new truck these days has a 6-position gyro in it, which tells you, what the tips are, all those things. But we use a variety of pressure, temperature, airflow sensors to monitor all the other systems of the truck. And in combination, these things can give us pretty sophisticated alerts.
So it's pretty sophisticated installs, what you're saying?
It's not. It takes, right now it takes less than an hour. We believe it'll take less than a half an hour when we finish, especially part of our IP has to do with installation. So it's pretty fast. And we're using, one of my advisors is a master forklift technician. So, and let me just say, it's a very salty, worse than a day out, actually.
That's impossible.
You think so, but I put Clayton up against you any day.
Showdown.
All right, other thoughts, questions?
We can go on. All right, ETrack. All right, so we're moving from the world of forklifts and rentals to solar, of course, as one does. So another, Bill, pitched me on a night like tonight, many moons ago. And I was like, Bill, I love your idea. You should be in the program. I still love your idea, and I'm happy you made it through, my friend. So,
Thank you so much.
big round of applause from Bill and Ecovolt.
Just figure out how this works. So I'm Bill Hilliard of Ecovolt Electric. Our vision is to make the solar business a lot more like the cell tower business. Renting roofs turns out to be a great model for mass market deployment. If you look at the top 2 companies in the cell tower business, the number 1 company is a $50 billion market cap company. Number 2 in that industry is $30 billion market cap. Ecovolt leases rooftops from commercial landlords. We install solar as a tenant improvement, and then we sell electricity to those tenants who opt in. That allows us to pay a percentage of our gross sales to the landlord as rent. Every dollar of roof rent we pay that landlord adds $20 of value, property value, to that landlord's property. We don't depend on venture capital for the solar panel investment. Dedicated solar panel investors do that for us, or the building owner themselves might want the tax credits and might finance it as well. And we have a great team, and myself as a leader have some experience. I was a senior executive at 2 small companies that eventually went public. I also was a venture-backed, started a venture-backed startup that had a successful exit. I come from a real estate family, own commercial real estate, so I understand the problem really from the customer's point of view as well. We raised some solar panel capital already from a family office, and we have 6 buildings live or under construction. We're really excited. We're doing our best right now to finalize a project with a real estate private equity firm. They have 50 apartment complexes around the country. In California, we're talking to them about 9 buildings, about 1,700 tenants. The first one would be a 35-building complex in Long Beach with 358 tenants. So we can scale in kind of groups if we get the right types of customers. We also have found that we have a particular interest from condominium homeowners associations. Turns out we have the only product in the market that services that need. And organically, if you Google solar for condos, we come up with no SEO, number 1. And so that's kind of an interesting market as well. So multi-tenant buildings, SolarCity and the companies you've heard of have done a great job of creating a solar market. But there's nearly 0% penetration on multi-tenant buildings, even though there are 19 million of them in the country, 4 million in California alone. And so you ask, well, why is that? And the problem is that if you're a landlord, why in the world would you want to invest in solar just so your tenants can save money? You don't have a big electricity bill, they do. And so what happens is nobody invests. We solve that problem by paying roof rent. And so now the landlord has a reason to invest. We're the only one who's looked at the business model from the landlord's perspective. We changed the solar business model in 3 unique ways, 3 very paradigm-shifting ways. Obviously, we pay roof rent. We've talked about that. Secondly, we run a mini utility on the roof. So not only do we build and operate that solar, but we sign up the tenants. We bill them monthly for their electricity usage. As tenants come and go, we take the electricity that was going to that vacant unit and reassign it to other units so that every electron gets sold. And then we also price electricity at local utility rates, indexed to local utility rates. That may sound obvious, but that's not done in the solar industry. Solar is sold as a CapEx investment to improve your building. And so consequently, there's no connection between what someone pays for solar electricity and what the actual electricity price that's being offset is. We make a direct connection by charging at local utility rates, really discounted local utility rates. In terms of competition, as I said, most of the market sells CapEx, building improvements to property owners. Because we're selling electricity, we're selling the services that CapEx provides. It makes us a lot more similar to like a Direct Energy or a Spark Energy, what you might call, if you're familiar with competitive energy suppliers. But we're different than really everyone in the market because we sell to many tenants at the same time, and we cut the landlord in on the action. And so, as opposed to just selling to one, we sell to many. So in terms of unit economics, imagine this could be a strip center, retail center, or a small office building. Say 5 of 9 tenants opt in, they have $130,000 utility bill. Well, what does that mean to us? We're going to build enough solar to offset a proportion of that utility bill for those 5 tenants. Over a 20-year roof lease, we will earn about $1.3 million in electricity sales revenue. In addition, from the solar panel investors, because this is a real estate type investment, it's traditional for companies like us to earn a small developer fee and get it back in profit interest as well. What that means is on this example project, we would have about a $265,000 customer lifetime value, what sticks to us after our expenses. We'll continue to sell directly to large property owners, private equity funds, endowments, pension funds. If you go to a pension fund and says, well, lease all your roofs, and suddenly your pension fund has another $100 million of asset value because they're just earning extra roof rent on its thousands of buildings. That's compelling. We'll continue to sell directly to those large property owners. But for the one-off buildings, for the condominiums, we'll pass those, and we're starting to pass those now to local installers. The SolarCities of the world have really declined as things have become standardized, and those are the primary marketers of solar on a one-off building-by-building basis. We have a great team. I hope that everyone here who wants to invest will want to meet the rest of the members of the team, but basically has solar expertise, solar marketing, solar engineering, has utility expertise, finance expertise, real estate expertise. We are raising $1 million in a convertible note. We'd love any of the investors here to talk to us about that. That will allow us to get the first 50 rooftops live. And we expect to have an exit in 5 to 7 years with about 30,000 systems, rooftops in operation at multiples of the cell tower companies or just other solar companies. That would make us a multi-billion-dollar firm. Thank you very much. My company is Ecovolt Electric, and I hope you're interested in learning more.
Questions for Bill?
Have you considered any maintenance in the cost model? I'm not sure if it was in there. So
Yeah,
over
yeah.
20 years you have to go back and maintain the panels, or is that
Yeah.
factored
So
into your cost?
what we do is we create a sinking fund that for both planned maintenance, and we of course budget for that kind of maintenance. So that's the difference between what you saw as maybe 1.4 million of revenue and 265,000 of actual customer lifetime value is our cost, not just maintenance. Yes.
Are you able to leverage any of the government stipends?
Yes. So the solar panel investors get the solar tax credits. The real estate investors themselves might want that, and so that's why they might want to bring the capital. But otherwise, we're monetizing that for the solar panel investors.
How well does the model work in different states that have different electricity generation installation regulation?
So you do want to be in states where utility rates are going to go up. And you'd like to be in certain states. It's probably, for this audience and for this time, a little bit, we can have a deep discussion and bring in our utility expert to go into deep detail. The best states are California, Massachusetts, New York, some of the traditional solar states. But as solar pricing and technology pricing comes down, more and more states become interesting. For solar to make sense, you want to have high utility rates or incentives, or you want to have one or the other. So you'd like to start in places with high utility rates. Yeah.
Tell me more about your sales model, as far as how many people you would need in order to reach the goals you're looking for.
Sure. Well, it is kind of exciting that so you're selling directly just to family offices and portfolio owners. Like I said, I probably skipped over that one slide. The one private equity firm we're dealing with as the 9 apartment complexes, that's a $3.7 million customer lifetime value just on those complexes. So we've budgeted a few people, not tens. It is 5 people as we grow to do direct sales. As we grow further, obviously go more. Under this financing, we're going to have basically 2 people, and everybody in the company sells.
So you don't know? Do you know what your acquisition cost is yet?
Yes, we do. So it's about, I mean, obviously we'll learn as we keep going. We just have a small number, 3 to 5% of our 3 to 5% of our lifetime value we think is our customer acquisition cost.
But what's crazy is he's been getting it for as low as.
Well, I mean, for the condominiums, it's nearly free. I mean, you Google condo for solar, we have the only solution, and yeah, I mean, the problem is I keep getting, you know, everyone in the country because we are #1, you know, on the, you know, organically. So I have to say no to those people right now.
So
But,
how
yeah.
many could you onboard at once?
Yeah, and so basically we're onboarding through third-party installers. Certainly the one-offs we're onboarding through third-party installers. And so in that case, we're really, to that installer, we look like a financer and really then the back-end operator who's going to take it, you know, from them. And so that's not labor-intensive. From the you know, doing those, for instance, right now, you know, we're young and new, doing those 9 apartment complexes, you know, as I said, the first one's 35 buildings, 358 tenants, you know, that'll take us longer than it should because it's our first, you know, really large, you know, project. But, you know, our belief is that we can get in the next year so that we can get 50 out. We've kind of modeled out with a small crew. 50, and you know, we're not doing, we're what you might think of if you're familiar with a renewables business. We're more the developer. We're not doing we're hiring contractors. We're managing them, but we're not going to bring in all the labor staff. We're not acquiring the panels. We're really we're contracting for a price to build to a certain spec that we've given them.
All right, big round of applause. But not least, so unfortunately, not all of our grads are here because some of them are out selling. This is always good. Like Bill, and all of you have been selling, which is awesome. So I will say this before we have our last and I'm most excited to see that. One of the big things that changed in curriculum V4, which these individuals were the guinea pigs for, is we really pushed you to go out and sell. So you asked questions about sales and CAC and all the customer cost of customer acquisition, etc. They can answer it because they've been selling a lot. So without further ado, big round of applause for Venkat!
Awesome, thanks everyone. This has nothing to do with solar, so have a reset in your minds. Good evening everyone, my name is Venkat and I'm the founder and CEO of DeviceMind. The vision of DeviceMind is to enable businesses deliver highest quality mobile experiences for every user, regardless of the device, the network, the platform they're on, through automation and actionable mobile intelligence. Data suggests that 15 to 20% of most app installs today are typically abandoned due to network and performance issues. Most of these businesses spend millions of dollars acquiring these new users, but most of them expect the apps to respond in 2 seconds or less and are only willing to try a problematic app 2 times. These performance issues, however, are time-consuming to identify and debug, they're complex to resolve, and development teams have limited insight into performance issues, into metrics related to performance metrics, so they can't make any business decisions based on these limited metrics. DeviceMind is a mobile performance solution that helps businesses solve these key performance issues that businesses face. With an easy onboarding experience, customers can get actionable insights on app performance issues. With just a few simple clicks, DeviceMind can resolve app performance issues automatically. And with advanced actionable insights, customers can see the true correlation between retention metrics and performance issues. At the core of a product is an SDK that customers can download and integrate in their app with just a single line of code. The app can then be published to the App Store on the next product release cycle. Through a web interface, various app and user settings such as profile, App Store IDs, client keys, etc. can be accessed and modified. Reports and data insights are available on various operational metrics such as launches, startup times, crashes, screen transition times, etc., and their effect on app performance and user churn. And with automation through machine learning and with just a few simple clicks, DeviceMind can automatically optimize the network, media, and data usage in the app and provide the best possible performance for every end user. Crashes and app code issues can automatically be suppressed before they rise above a certain performance threshold. And finally, customers will also receive critical alerts in real time through a mobile app where they can suspend code blocks before they cause crash and performance issues in the app. Mobile analytics is a rapidly growing market, and in 2016, businesses spent $4.2 billion on app analytics and $1.2 billion of it on app performance alone. There are 5 million active apps in the major app stores today, and there are about 200,000 apps added each month. And there are 12 million mobile app developers worldwide. I think some of the screenshots are missing in this. Competitors in the market today provide limited functionality. Most of them, as you can see, focus exclusively on monitoring, while the rest focus on last-mile acceleration solutions, which are complex to deploy. DeviceMind is the only mobile-first app performance automation solution that provides monitoring, automated issue resolution, actionable insights, and real-time health alerts. We provide a limited trial for businesses with a monthly cap on active users and sessions. Monthly subscription plans start at $500 per app with advanced features available on higher tiered plans. Custom subscription plans come with dedicated support and success engineering team. A bit about myself, I've been leading mobile engineering teams for more than 10 years. I've been the first 5 employees at 2 startups, both of which have been acquired, and I also built the industry's first large-scale mobile video delivery solution for Summer Olympics 2012. My co-founder has 10+ years of experience in product and business development, and also has deep knowledge in sales. And we currently have 2 senior engineers working on building the product. I'm currently seeking $1 million in investment to reach our first 500 paid customer subscriptions, and also to reach $2 million in revenue over the first 18 months after the initial product release. We are acquiring our customers through both online and offline marketing channels, focused on direct connections, SEO, industry events, and partnerships, strategic partnerships. So in summary, performance automation is a big opportunity in a $4 billion industry. The market is growing 20% year over year. Current solutions in the market are really limited, and with a strong team of engineering and product development, DeviceMind will be the true mobile-first performance automation solution. And lastly, we are seeking $1 million in investment to reach, for the first 18 months and reach $2 million in revenue. Thank you.
So it's so funny. I was like fucking off in Croatia for 3 weeks, which I was talking about, and other places, and I was like, God, I haven't seen Venkat pitch in a while. So I leaned over to Asi. I'm like, Asi, is it any good? She's like, oh yeah, it's going to be really good. That was fucking good, man. Well done. It hasn't been that long, about a month, but yes.
Great pitch.
Thank you.
I want to know the sources of the large market research that you put on, the figures. I would like to know the sources.
I'll be happy to read. There are a lot of sources I've gathered this from. All the data is not something I've made up. It's yes.
Well, the big
sources
one
weren't
right
mentioned.
now is the what's that Rails one that just went public?
There's New Relic.
New Relic, yeah.
There's a lot of performance solutions today, but they're all exclusively focused on monitoring. So the difference here is basically resolving those issues automatically.
No, I'm completely
Yeah.
sold on that. I just think that the sources were missing.
Definitely.
And I would like.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, you mean in the slide?
The data sources.
You'd like a little star.
Or if you
source.
could tell me,
Yeah.
that works too.
At the bar. Hang at the bar. Other questions? Wow, I see app analytics is getting everyone's blood boiling.
Yes.
Maybe speak a little bit more about what is proprietary for what you do to actually solve that problem for large-scale customers like Bank of America that has 10 apps. How do you help them acquire that actual customer so they don't drop off?
So we're not really doing customer acquisition. We're trying to help them keep the customers that they've acquired by spending millions of dollars. So there are a lot of different causes that create performance issues in the app. So we have a lot of different automation solutions for each specific performance issue that's proprietary to us that we are building. So, yes.
Question?
Yeah.
Did I get mine? Does it work?
Yeah.
So did I get that right that you're solely focused on mobile apps right now?
That is correct, yeah. That's our current
So
focus.
with the marketplace changing and wearables.
That is correct. So in my last slide in the summary, I did mention that our next natural progression is into the IoT space. These performance issues are not necessarily just mobile. Especially things like car dashboards, for example, they have some of the similar issues as well.
Okay.
Because they're mobile in nature.
Do you have like an example of one instance where you can resolve and improve the performance automatically?
Sure. So we work with a number of media companies, and when the app starts up, they do load a lot of media on startup. Right? So we have a number of different performance options for them to reduce the network requests that go out of the device itself, depending on various media types. So it's all kind of, I'm happy to talk to you after this one, but it's a lot of proprietary stuff that we're doing where we're looking at each media type and optimizing it for that specific media. Not necessarily for the customer, but the media type and the content type.
All right, big round of applause. In here are certificates that will go to these people after I say some words out of my mouth, and then we're going to go to a bar. Now, my guess is you probably want to hasten the departure to the bar, so I'm going to speak really slowly, just for you. Now, no, I'm kidding. All right. So, in fact, move quick and be decisive. So, quick is in the title of the slide. I will be quick for you and save you time. So, the first thing I want to do is congratulate these men and women on just an awesome job and a great work getting through the program. Big round of applause. Obviously, you've started your, well, hopefully, let me rephrase, hopefully you've started your journey to build your legacy. God only knows what your legacy will be. Hopefully it will be one of just making the world a more awesome place and building great teams and cultures along the way, which a lot of the leadership talk, as well as some meditation and nude swimming in ocean. It's my favorite part. Not really. So, I hope that we've been able to inspire you to dream maybe big or bigger than you did before. And I certainly know that we've pushed you to at least know that you have to work fucking hard to get there. I am a case in point of that, and as any founder here will attest, this is unfortunately going to be your life. And as you do that, the world will try to break you. They may even call you bipolar. Even though you said yes on Twitter to something that no one can correlate. Look, the world will try to break you, but you're stronger and better than that. I believe in you. The mentors here believe in you. Your peers believe in you. People who hopefully will return next semester believe in you. We believe in you. You can make it happen. You can win. You can beat those naysayers. You can beat the odds. You can be successful. And close to 80% of every single company ever founded by the Founder Institute over our entire history, 3,000 companies, are alive. So you have very, very good odds. Hopefully it will be 100% of you that are here and those that are not. So now, Maybe. So I'm going to talk quickly about very quickly about moving quickly. So I love the leadership talk, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. Just you've got to push hard. When you think you're like, I got back from 3 weeks of vacation, which is the longest amount of vacation I've taken in like 10 years or something absurd. And I'm like, I'm fucking slow, man. And I'm still way more productive than 90% of the people that I know. And I'm thinking like, I'm fucking slow. I need like, how do I get faster? Why am I not moving fast enough? You have to put, I can't push you. Mentors can't push you. Mom and dad can't push you. You've got to find that push from within. And you've got to push hard. And the data of speed is clear. If you look at the performance of grads, and this is out of 5, and 4 is really good, because 4 is revenue generating, 5 is like very profitable, so you're a $1 billion company. So if you can make it through the first few steps of growth within 11 months, the average rating of the grads is well above a 2. But if it's taking you years to make it through those same number of steps, you're basically dead. Right? And it's sort of obvious, right? But speed is the backbone to your success. And so identify the key metrics: team, product, traction, investment, revenue, and track them. So how many full-time, part-time candidates and offers are going out? Measure it by week, measure it by month. How many pivots, live projects, and then what's your next release date? Are you hitting it? Are you slipping on it? How many users, customers, sales, how much social media impact do you have? Again, measure it weekly, monthly, etc. And same if you're raising capital or you're more caring about revenue. How many pitches? How much investment have you asked for? How much investment have you received? You need to set goals and measure your goals. And it will look something like this: team, product, traction. Week 1, week 2, measure it. Everything that you do. Now you can build it in your product, but you're going to have business things that are outside of the product. So have spreadsheets, Google Docs, etc. Measure and track everything. Do we measure and track everything?
Yes.
Like we're fucking nuts. I can make you bleed with data, which I won't do right now. And now is the time to go all in, right? You might be waiting. I think some of you may, and some of you may have doubts. There's lots of reasons to go all in on your vision to start a company now. For many reasons, the world needs people, and it's the right time. So I'll give you some examples. Like, there are so many things that need to be fixed in the world.
Right in the booth.
The list is too long. And so if you don't take the initiative, I don't know who else will. And in a weird way, I love and hate Trump. So he's such a buffoon, but he's inspired so many people to take action. It's kind of great. Like you look at the backlash against misogyny in the Valley, you can fucking thank Trump. You look at the explosion of cryptocurrency, you can fucking thank Trump. You can just look at pretty much he has fucked so much shit up that people are like, I'm just gonna do it on my own. Cryptocurrency, fuck the U.S. Reserve. I'm such a fucking misogynist. I'm gonna fight misogyny. It's awesome, right? But forget Trump, there are lots of other reasons. We got problems in the world that need to be solved, and there are minds in the room here that can solve them. And now is the time. So what are you waiting for? Get off your fucking ass and make shit happen. Push yourself and make shit happen. Because again, we can change the world. We can make the world a better place, and really now is the time. So I want to talk about being decisive, because I talked about moving quickly and pushing hard. So every day as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to make tough decisions. Every day. indecision is not a decision. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You're going to have tough decisions around pivoting, right? You're going to be working, it's not going to work, and do I need to change? And it's a tough thing to pivot your business, right? It's a tough, and Bill, I mean, I watch you struggling with this a lot right now with the whole inbound demand that you're facing. Bill has a lot of inbound demand from a customer segment, and he's been pivoting. His business has been hard for him, right? But inbound demand is a great reason to pivot, right? To fire people, right? You're going to have people you like. Thank God I haven't had to do this in a very, very long time, but I've had to fire a lot of people in my career. And it sucks, right? It's one of the worst things. But if you're thinking about firing someone at all, just fire them, right? If you're like, I don't know, maybe I should fire them, fire them, right? Like the second the thought of firing them enters your mind, that means you should fire them, by the way. So, but this is very hard to do nonetheless, because then you're like, oh shit, I actually have to fire them. Fuck, that's hard. So no one ever wants to fire anyone. Shiny objects. This is the worst thing for an entrepreneur. You know, and you could argue, Bill, you're a great case in point. Like you have all these people coming at you with demand. Is it a shiny object or is it a real business opportunity? You've got to discern as entrepreneurs what's a real business opportunity and what's just some fucking shiny object on the beach that's going to distract you. I know with Bluezup you've been fighting the Brazil-America thing. Brazil, there's no return policy, so it's much better. These are tough decisions. Some things are just shiny objects. You've got to avoid the shiny objects. And again, as I said early on, not making a decision is a decision, okay? And this goes back to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and find, like, every minute that you are not making a decision, you've actually made a decision not to make a decision, and I can tell you that's the worst decision of all the decisions you can make. You're either do it or don't do it, but don't punt it, right? Punting it is just terrible, and you're going to be faced with tons and tons of decisions, and you're going to be like, man, maybe I should just wait, or I'll think about it tomorrow, or it's not that important. I'm telling you, don't wait, because that is a decision. Indecision is a decision. So, if you're going to be doing something good, because it's going to be hard. Because nothing worth doing is going to be easy, right? It's just, I've never seen it. I've been around forever, right? And like, I've been an entrepreneur for 24 fucking years. I have never seen anyone say, oh man, fucking easy. Never. Whoa. Even the AV isn't easy. So nothing, I don't know, is that like a sign? Super not easy. Anyway, so I'm going to give you some tools and then awards and then bar. So your advisory board, we mandate that every graduate has an advisory board. We just put up today a new version of the FAST agreement, which is pretty awesome, fi.co/fast. Leverage them, all right? I've been writing on Quora a whole bunch of responses about how to engage with your advisory board. Leverage your advisory board, right? Do it. Like they're there, they want to help you, they care. Leverage that. Leverage your fellow peers and others. They're here to help, we're here to help. Do what you can to get the most from them. It's fucking tough, so I'll tell you something. You're not going to want to talk to people about how bad it is, okay? You're just not going to want to do it. I know, I mean, I just came out of a tough period with fuckers like fucking with me all the time. Super annoying. And I won. That's fucking right.
Yeah.
As you do. As you do. Yeah. I won.